My name is Josh Corey. This is IronRealmMedia's Flat Earth Friday FRINGE-CAST. TGIF, thank God it's flat. It is Friday, December 22nd, 2017. My goodness, what a week it has been. I am so glad this effing thing is done. Man. Well, gentlemen, welcome. We have not our usual cast of characters today. We are missing James, who is out for the holidays visiting his parents, but there is a possibility he will be able to connect up with us later on, calling from their garage if they can get good enough signal from there. So, James, if you're listening now, we hope to be hearing from you soon. But we do have my cohort from this morning's show over on tfrlive.com, Mr. Walter Johnson. Walter, how are you doing this afternoon?
I am doing great, sir. It's been an interesting day. We've had our usual gremlins on Friday's show this morning, and here we are, 20 minutes late now, fighting the same gremlins as always. We have to move the show to like Tuesday or something. Trick them. They'll never find us then to be able to choke our stream.
That's right. That's the last place they'll look for a Flat Earth Friday FRINGE-CAST is on Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. But it's been a good day. Good day, great weekend. Looking forward to the day. Hope everybody else is having a great afternoon, evening, morning, midnight, whatever it is, wherever you are, all across the Iron Realm.
All across. Well, we are also joined by Mr. John Savage. John, how are you this week?
I'm very well, Josh. Very well. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the show. Looking forward to Christmas. And, yeah, let's get on. We're already late.
We are running a little bit late. And we are joined by a recovering Mr. Adam Meakin, who's down with the man flu. Adam, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm being exceptionally brave, if I'm being honest. I think my wife would testify. So, yeah, pulling through, mate, pulling through, being a real soldier. No, it's been a crap week. It started to get better till I came up to the man cave tonight, and I've come across a crime scene outside the chicken hutch. I've got one chicken perched up high and two missing and a load of feathers. So I'm waiting for the morning to see what the bloody hell's gone off. I've been round with a torch. But, yeah, so a crappy week hopefully ended, and I'm looking forward to a nice few days off with the family and spending some quality time with the kids.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Won't go that far, mate. Won't go that far.
We're also joined by Mr. @Rob_Freddy from Down Under. Rob,
hello. How's it all going?
this is kind of a big week.
Yeah. I got a new job starting next month, so that's all confirmed now. That's all confirmed. Same place, but different job. But made a phone call to a radio station yesterday. We had some planes flying over, leaving their trails. I probably had about 6 or 7 up in the sky, and I had 2 planes going over at once, going crisscrossing. And I heard a guy on the local radio station. This is the most popular radio station in where I live. And this guy rings up the radio announcer, and he says, "Oh, can you look outside?" He said, "We've got a plane going over from Japan, an international flight from Japan going to, I think he said Sydney or Brisbane or somewhere, and it's leaving a massive big contrail right behind it." And the radio announcer said, "Oh yeah, I can see it," because he sits right beside the window. He'd be able to look straight out his window and see there was that many of them. He's going, "Oh, that's amazing!" So I got straight on the phone, because as soon as he plays a song, you just ring him up and he answers. Usually, I've rang him up a few times, not the last few years, but and I explained to him what a contrail and a chemtrail. Well, I didn't say the word chemtrail. I just mentioned that these things that the planes leave behind spread out and move across the city and blanket the city. And he didn't play the conversation we had with him. He called me at the end of the conversation. He started to argue with me, but at the end of the conversation, he called me professor and hung up. I was hoping he'd play it, but he didn't. So it was all to no avail. Yeah, I would have liked him to play that because I reckon it would have been a huge conversation starter. Because these, occasionally we don't get them as bad as you guys, but when they do them, they get into it, So that was a bit disappointing. I thought he might have played it, but he didn't.
Next time, Rob, you got to record it yourself.
It was a spare of the moment thing, mate. It was a spare of the moment thing.
Well, plan it next time.
Yeah.
There you go. I was going to say, just do John's way. You just record everything and you have it. You have it.
So yeah, no, I'd love that to be live on the radio because there's many people talking about it here. That I hear.
In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah. Well, they wonder what they are. I point it out a lot. I point it out.
That's interesting. The questions are being asked, at least.
Yep.
We've been drenched this week by them. Like you say, sort of 5 or 6 planes in the sky at the same time. Yeah, really bad.
Yeah. I was actually hoping they might do it today because I'm home, obviously, all day today and tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see one in the next couple of days, and I'm going to try and get the camera out and. Because every time I see them, I never have my camera on me. I'm always working. They don't. Yeah, I want to zoom in on one and see what I can find. Yeah. So, but Merry Christmas to everyone here and in the chat as well.
Have we got people in chat? I can't see the chat as usual.
We got Duma.
Yeah, let's save me a bit of typing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hello to everybody.
Everyone.
Hi, we're waking up, and a guy, Richard Lee Burke Jr. told me Sir Adam. I'm not sure. That was a small S anyway. But evening, dude.
The Adam Meakin.
Yeah.
You might sound like a Sir Adam.
You reckon?
What about your cricket team? Oh, we've got to get to your cricket team.
Yeah, I tell you what. I'm British, mate. I'm a good sport. Congratulations. You were the better team. A long way.
Maybe you're a better sport than what your cricket team is, I'll tell you.
Oh, we were pretty bad, weren't we?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. John, what do you think of your cricket team?
What did they lose?
Why?
What did they lose?
The Ashes.
Oh, they're playing that again, huh? Yeah, well. Oh dear, they lost a 3-inch pot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know all about it then. You do know all about it, don't you?
I spend a lot of time in Australia, mate. You can't avoid cricket out there. You guys have got 0 brains. Now there's a nice generalisation, isn't it? Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm married to an Aussie. And she hates sport. So there. I found the only Aussie out there that doesn't like sport.
Well, Aussies are bred for sport, aren't they? Well, that and bar work, they're bred, aren't they?
I think we should stop this before it goes too far.
Happy Christmas, Rob. Well done, mate. I thought you were the much better team and deserved winners already. Shame there's no to watch now, you know.
And you are deserved. You are deserved losers. I've got a guy that I work with. Actually,
poor winner.
He's going.
It's bad, isn't it?
Guy that I work with is going down to the first day of the Boxing Day cricket match, Adam. So he's gonna take some photos of where he's sitting and send them to me at the MCG.
Is that
MCG, for anyone that doesn't know, is probably one of the best stadiums in the world. The MCG.
Mm-hmm.
Better than any of these American bloody stadiums. It's a fantastic stadium.
You can't get
and we're better at cricket than the Palms.
You can't get a train to go over 60 mile an hour, though, can you? Cricket.
I'm not sure.
No.
All right. Moving on to more interesting things, according to John. What do you reckon?
I've got one thing I want to give a shout out, guys, on. And that's a request from West Coast Wisdom, and that's just to give a shout out about Beyond Dell and the beyond the imaginary curve getting, I don't know, some kind of trolling where they were sticking porn on us. I don't know the details, but
I
he's
missed that
got
completely.
an unjust ban. I think the trolls came in and put content in that kind of got him a ban. So he's now at Beyond the Imaginary Curve live instead of just Beyond the Imaginary Curve. So just to give a shout out that he's still out there and going if you think he's disappeared. So it'll be 3 months, I think.
Well, we did have a pretty big show planned. We had a guest planned for today, but he has been so far unresponsive. So hopefully everything's okay. It seems a little weird. He would just go completely quiet like that without any word whatsoever. So, Jaron Campanella, if you're out there, I hope you're doing all right. And if you get a chance, go ahead and give us a call. I know you're probably listening. Sorry. I had to put that in there because I know he's not. Anyway.
Yeah, I hope everything's all right there.
I'd like to think maybe he's just running a little behind, and I'll keep an eye out for any messages he may send, and I'll keep trying to add him to the call. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll come on. Because that would have been a great conversation. We had a Christmas present for him, actually.
We did.
I've been listening to the last few episodes of his Monday Night Raw over there on TFRlive.com and TruthFrequencyRadio.com and iHeartRadio.com and TuneIn Radio. I mean, it's everywhere. But he and Missa were talking about how much they really wanted some way to figure out the exact curvature of the Earth. That way, they would be able to figure out what the curvature should be if there were any there to be measured.
Is that recently, John?
Yeah, it sure was. It was Monday. This past Monday.
This last week. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Damn, Jaron, get on here. Anyone
I know.
Chat?
I know. It's
give him a shout out.
Ho 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 ho.
So yeah, if by chance anybody can get a hold of Jaron, reach out to Jaron, let him know that we're still waiting on him, missing him, wishing he were here, but we do have a present for him. We do have the formula, the calculation. The Adam Meakin has the one that came up with it a little bit ago.
Sir Adam Meakin.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
I wouldn't be too quick to grab that title, though, mate.
John, I was
Because
say,
these days,
I'd have to graciously. Well, I did say it was with a small S, not a big S. So,
I wouldn't want to be on a list of sirs. That's for sure.
There could be a knock at the door. Hopefully,
there definitely wouldn't be a knock at the door. That's for sure.
Don't worry, John. There won't be a Sir Sweary anytime soon, will there?
You're damn right there won't.
Did I see you get somebody say you got disproved on your gyroscopes this week? I saw some strange tweet. I'm talking about you got burned or something on your gyroscopes, and I just wondered if anyone had seen that. Did you? I could find it.
No, I've given up Twitter. So.
Are you done? Are you done totally?
I haven't tweeted since Monday.
Any bad effects?
It's been an interesting week. It was a conscious decision to step away from social media as much as I can and to actually engage in the real world as much as I can. And I must say I've actually quite enjoyed it. You know, I'm just pottering around the house now and doing bits and bobs, and you know, even finding time to put up a blog post thanks to your information. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be back. I mean, Twitter's just died in the last month. I've said it before all this cookie stuff came out and censorship and crap. It's just died. I don't know. And plus the fact I've got all these idiots on block anyway, so whoever you're talking to, I've probably got them blocked. But give us a rundown. What are you talking about? How has it been debunked then?
No, I'd just seen I think Walt had posted just a little advertiser for the show. I think Walt said something like, well, if you want to see some science discussed, we've got Jaren on this week with Sweary G and At Large Here Red. So I think it came back something. I haven't got it. I'll see if I can find it. But
I'll find it myself.
Yeah, you got
what
it,
you're
Walt.
talking about where you're done apparently, John. Your sound need a bunch.
that's
so.
right.
Yeah,
It was pretty funny.
quaking I am.
Yeah.
You would be terrified.
Wow,
Let me
they've
see.
just rewritten the laws of gyroscope precession.
Really? See, every time I go there, I have too many notifications to find anything meaningful because it's just this mad dribble of echo chamber globers.
I've got it.
There you go.
Your
Thank
subscribers your subscribers have gone up a lot since the last time I noticed.
I haven't even checked. Let me go see.
700 or 800, I think, which is good.
Oh, you mean on YouTube? Oh yeah, man, it's kicked up big time.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought you
good.
were talking about
That would be the Pontchartrain
Twitter.
video. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good video.
That's
Very
worth a
good.
Christmas replay. If Jaren's not here, Jaren should be seeing that as well anyway. But that's certainly worth a stick on.
He was talking about the Pontchartrain Bridge in the last Raw I listened to, and he was going over that and showing the.
Well, then we had all kind of presents for Jaron, man. I hope we can find him here.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So I've got those tweets. So it's can I screen share it? Oh, is that doable? Could I do that? Let's see, guys. Ooh.
This is where Josh's sphincter starts tightening.
There we go.
No, it started at about 3:45.
What was I going to say?
You let me know when you're ready, Adam, and I will share your shared screen.
So give me 2 seconds.
Cool, we haven't done this for a while.
Yeah, probably about 6-7 days, I'd say.
I like the snowfall effect.
You like that?
Very cool.
I
Why is there a
had
big
some
question mark over Jerry?
because I don't know what Jaren is.
Oh,
Where
right.
did Jaren?
You just added that, did you?
Uh-huh.
Damn. You should start making YouTube videos, mate. on how to work this shit.
I'm probably the
Knows what we
last
could do
person.
with it.
I want to lead by example. I'll make a fine example on what not to do with this shit.
Well, it's
There,
trial and
I've
error.
pressed
Isn't it?
start, Josh. Here you go. I've pressed share screen on Skype.
All right, let me just blow it up a little so everybody can see it. Right on.
So there's a nice, intelligent young lady in the line there. Look, I think that's kind of instigated the. I'm not allowed to read from text out loud, am I, Josh? So I'll leave it for you to.
No, you'll have to because I surely can't see that.
So we're not a handful by any measure, and that is why we're getting trolled by folks like you. We're exercising our rights and we're satisfied on the path to truth. We're not wannabes. Good day. So she comes back with from at TG Physics. Constance, I can politely point out that none of your flat earth adherents seem to have any sort of science background. Doesn't that cause you to doubt yourself, even just a little? And that's when Walt's come in with, you've obviously never watched IronRealmMedia or talked about Large Red or Freddie Swayze. Tune in this Friday for a very scientific discussion with Jeranism. So then we get to Mark Castellas at Castellas Mess.
Blocked.
Oh, there you go, you see. So you wouldn't have had to have a
I've been
giggle.
around the houses with that bell end for ages, man. There's absolutely nothing new out of his mouth. He
No,
is
most of it.
literally, I think he's a bot. And he's been at this for 3 years. I mean, come on.
Well, the language in it, when you talk about it, is a bit of Sweary G got wasted with hashtag gyroscopes, and Jaren have never answered at which height the sun is. What is a hashtag scientific background hashtag flat earth has? So
I'll rest my
it is
case.
a little bit.
And we're still waiting for Mark's debunk of your work. I have yet to receive that
Right.
lovely work.
So, yeah.
He claims to be a physicist, so it should be something he should handily be able to just
Well, for the
dispense
record,
with.
Adam, you're a scientist, aren't you?
For the record.
There's a couple of rumours, yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
things.
I wasted my life 4 years getting a science degree. Complete, utter waste of time.
I think it's those probably without degrees that have this clamour again for those with degrees, as if it actually means something. You're not taught anything mystical. You just you're taught more facts in a lot of senses, and a lot of the issues we have as well with postgraduates, and it's been something that is noted and catered for in the academic output, because we then have to train them after that and get them up to practice standards. And it's that there's a much greater ability for repetition nowadays, but there is a lot less ability to apply that thinking logically to a given outcome, and that's quite important in the medical fields we work in. As I say, I train and work with not just pharmacists, doctors, nurses, etc. So it's inherent that these people seem to be once again looking for somebody else to give them the answers. If you've not got a scientist on board, I'm a scientist, but I don't place any credence in the fact that I could say to somebody I'm a scientist. I listen to other people's opinions just as much, because Einstein wasn't a scientist. He was a patent clerk. If you want to go to that extreme, I know we can
Or Darwin.
question his credibility. Well, exactly. So, great. Most of one of the greatest inventors, Dyson, is a no. The greatest inventions come from eccentric Brits. If I'm being prejudiced again, but they do.
Tesla was probably
yeah, but there's always an
not
exception
referred
to the
to
rule.
as a scientist.
But
I'm saying he
the
probably
point
wasn't called a scientist.
Yeah, the point I'm making there is most great discoveries come from obsessed people that research stuff. And I've been offered PhDs and I turn them down, and people have done work on got PhDs on some of my stuff that I've done. And a PhD is a long-winded way of proving to somebody else what you've already found out, with respect, and it slows you down, and it's a purpose for a route into academia. But academia isn't necessarily the greatest route into discovery, and I think history would demonstrate that. So I don't necessarily, as a scientist, place a person who holds that credential as their opinion is the most important.
Apart from the fact we have numerous accredited people in Flat Earth. Absolutely. PhDs, physicists, numerous people. But the difference is that a flat earther with a bit of paper isn't going to be strutting around like a puffed up pigeon going, "Do you know who I am? I'm a scientist," yada yada. Like this Muppet Carl Castellet, or whatever his name is, does. Because if you're a flat earth scientist, then you know that what you learnt is probably mostly rubbish anyway.
Or you can at least take the information and look at it through different eyes and without the assumptions that are sort of inherently there with anybody coming from the generic educational background.
Yeah, I see it as a handicap.
What a
to
lot
be
of
honest.
people. Exactly. That was what I was going to say, because I
Oh,
did my
sorry.
little stint in college, and I mean, it just, as always, even in grade school, middle school, high school, I knew the answer. I could repeat it just like you wanted to hear it. I wanted to know the answers that arrived to that answer. I wanted to know why that was the answer. And so I would debate with my professors after class. I would get just, we would go trade books back and forth. I would show them crazy stuff about whales in the sky, and they would show me stuff about the Dead Sea Scrolls. So, I mean, the whole idea of just being able to be the best parrot in class and repeat back what the book says verbatim, how does that equate to intelligence? I don't get that. Sure,
Well,
you can remember it well and memorize excellently, but until you understand why all those answers are in that book, to me, you don't have a clue about what you're learning.
Well, they do these cool little exercises in critical thought. They trick you to think that you're critically thinking by parroting back what the teacher was told to critically think. So she says, well, this is what I was told you should think about XYZ. So here's some hypothetical problem. And if you think critically the way I told you to think critically, this will be the correct answer. And if you don't think critically the way I think critically, you'll get it wrong. Oh, but I got it right, so I must be able to think critically. Look
But
at me,
peer review and peer review and echo chamber and echo chamber. Sorry.
Nope, that's about what it is. But not only over there for this curvature calculation that we'll be talking about here shortly. Over on savageplane.blogspot.com, there's also a blog post about peer review.
Indeed, there is.
Oh, well done. I forgot about that. What was it?
This is probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago, if not a little bit further.
Yeah, further than that, right? Yeah. Peer review, a steaming pile of peer review or something. Steaming pile of, I remember that was in the title.
Apropos.
Funny.
But this does, I think, definitely need to be pointed out. I guess that why you don't want to start off conversations with a whole bunch of assumptions. That, there's just nobody from the scientific community whatsoever that's interested in the flat earth. I mean, just crap like this. I mean, that's basic Occam's razor stuff. Which is another thing that bothers me. How many times I've been arguing flat earth with trolls online, and I bring up Occam's razor, and they recite it as, the simplest answer is most often the correct one. For the record, that's not Occam's razor. And then usually even pointing that out and showing them the difference between Occam's razor and the principle of parsimony usually is enough to just shut them up and make them go away.
You dumb flat earther.
I know, right? So yeah, usually just pointing that out is enough to make them go away. But the principle of parsimony is the simplest answer is often the correct one. When it's very close to Occam's razor, which is the answer with the fewest assumptions is often the correct one. So you need to start off with as few assumptions as possible. And this is a great counter argument to any of those Eratosthenes arguments. Because
I was going to say,
so
assuming
many,
a sphere to start doing spherical geometry and proving a sphere with that assumption of a sphere. Sorry, I'm going to shut up.
well, he had a whole bunch of assumptions. I think even Wikipedia just names off the 5 major ones. The distance of a stadia. I think there's a few of them, but one of them, of course, is that the Earth is a ball. And while he was just measuring the circumference, I think, so he was just assuming it was a ball in order to measure the circumference of assumed ball. It's still going to definitely skew what his answer is if he thinks it's a ball. If you can do the same calculations using planar geometry on a flat plane, then I guess now you have to wonder and start applying that Occam's razor. Well, okay, if I see it flat, I can't see this curvature. Why would I be assuming that it's a ball to begin with? So again, the whole thing just starts to crumble there. Just a little something to keep in mind, the difference between Occam's razor and the principle of parsimony. Just tuck that away in your pocket for later.
I think that's nice, mate. If we're using big words, I think the word's miscellany. And as a scientist, you used to have nice Christmas science quizzes and stuff. And this one I don't know the answer to, but I've just shared some with you, Josh. And it was a video I stumbled across in the week. I don't know if you can play it, because I can't make head and tail of it. But it's apparently an old NASA video, which has just got some odd stuff going off. It appears to have a curve. I don't know if it's an old... Have you seen it? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm just being very patient and trying not to push my computer too much.
I could probably stream and do things on this side now that might take some of the weight off of you, sharing screens and whatnot. Is that going to help?
It probably would. Just go check the media and links room over there on Twitter.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so I just stumbled across it, and I've no idea what it is, what it could be. I don't know if anyone else has seen it before. It's just I haven't. It's a black and white footage, but it appears to have. Well, I won't preload anyone. Tell me what you think you see. That's probably better, isn't it?
Well,
While Walter's and while Walter pulls that up, I just want to take a second to mention that Walter and I were on this morning on the Ironworks, our twice weekly podcast there on TFR. This morning we had on Candy from I Spy NASA Lies channel, and we also had on DJ Kitten Mittens, or also known as The Oracle, from KPIS FM radio. And yeah, we just had a good old time. It was a holiday extravaganza. We had a good old time. Just kind of hung out and BS'd and let the girls talk, and we played all kinds of stuff, all kinds of cool little sound bites. If you get a chance, just check it out over there on tfrlive.com, truthfrequencyradio.com.
All right. Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot. I got to hide this. All right. Oh, wait, sound too. I'm working on it. I'm learning. Hold on.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I found that blog post you remembered, and it was.
I see it.
Yeah. It's mainly medical peer review papers, but they're the ones that I've been involved with a lot. But yeah, I mean, there's just numerous.
All right. Are we seeing my screen now?
I can see it.
All right, Josh. I'm ready to start it whenever you're ready for me to start it.
Do me a favor and just take your little Skype window and slide it somewhere. That'll work.
All righty.
Yep, you're set.
Sound okay?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Are you showing on the live stream, Josh?
Yes, I am. So that was an Alka-Seltzer. What is this?
Discovery also moving into sunrise. It moves into sunrise. Again above Russia.
Well, that's something.
Just keep looping it without the sound, because
Yeah,
although
I reckon they're playing it in reverse, and it's a third of the stars falling to the earth.
I was going to ask if this was the rapture. Was my next question. So
There you go. Yeah. It's the Anunnaki. Bastards.
I don't know.
Come on, then, Meakin. What do you make of it?
what I was
I've
going to
no
say.
idea. I've no idea. Genuinely, I couldn't go. Oh, it's this, that, the other. Couldn't ignore it. Then that looks like backward comets leaving the Earth, doesn't it? And then as it twists, it starts to look a little bit like globules of water, water droplet. See here, it starts.
I think we're
Look at that.
assuming we're looking at Earth here.
Yeah, I've no idea. Like I said, it's not a.
Could be a bubble
It's
bath.
just the channel. Yeah, so it was. I didn't know if anyone had seen it previously in the past. I had no idea what it was, so I just thought, help. I like to put stuff in boxes.
Not spheres.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Nah, boxes, baby.
I don't know. I think I have an idea though. I'm pretty sure.
You worked too hard, you ate too much. The cheesecake made you greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Speedy bubbles relieve your upset stomach and headache fast. For acid indigestion alone, Alka-Seltzer Gold. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
Yeah, I'm convinced. That's just
right.
freaking
I
seltzer.
guess that's an American thing. Good grief. How have you not turned your TV off since the 60s? When was that from?
70s, mid 70s.
Good grief. I would have been in the skip.
Every American child has to learn every jingle to be able to graduate from high school over here. You guys don't have to do that.
We just got to watch EastEnders. They've got A levels on EastEnders here. I don't know if you know what that is. It's soap opera based in the East End of London, mate. Yeah.
Working a low, ain't ya?
I
Get
don't
in
know.
them
I mean,
orches.
I'm pretty much, they dropped an Alka-Seltzer in the pool when they were getting ready to film the next spacewalk, and they thought, oh, cool, release this, and all the UFO buffs will have some good stuff to freak out on.
Yeah, that's my point. What do you think? What do you think the point of them of releasing this is? And I would say it's blue beam all the way.
Okay, perfect. I can't put it in a box, John. That's why I've put it out. What is it?
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
NASA's pool to NASA's jacuzzi. I'm just saying.
The one thing I would say, Josh, in terms of your Alka-Seltzer, to use my non-scientific background, would be that any effervescent tablet works in such a way that the initial slow rate of effervescence actually accelerates exponentially, because as the very small surface area of the tablet actually breaks and fragments up, the actual available surface area for effervescence increases at an exponential rate. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what you
Yes, science!
there you go.
You're
Shove
reading
it up
this
your-
shit, aren't you?
No, that's just
Yes, science!
That's
I
just
beat
the
you to
stuff
it.
I teach, baby. Yeah, that's basic stuff that all of my students need to know when you
All right,
understand.
I think we've looped it enough for our. Has anyone in chat got a clue? I'm on full screen, so I can't see. Let me stop sharing and stop sharing my sound.
Have we
Zach
lost
says-
Rob?
I don't
I'm here.
know. You know, hey,
I'm here.
Rob, what do you think it is?
I got no idea. Looks like water to me. Water in a glass rising. Yeah, no, the bubbles rising. That's what it looks like to me.
Could it be electrical?
Don't know.
Boogie, boogie, woogie.
I don't know. Now I got to watch it again.
We Are
Oh,
Waking
man.
Up was actually quoting the Albatross, the poem The Albatross. Water, water everywhere.
Wow, we've got a really intelligent audience, haven't we?
Yes, we do. So
We've got good times for all saying a spinning ball and the water flying off.
That's it.
That seems
Ball.
more plausible with the dynamics of what he's seeing.
Wow,
Yes.
maybe that's what it is. You know, that's the spin of the Earth and centrifugal force that none of us know anything about because we're not physicists in white coats.
You wouldn't understand.
Flinging
I'm in a white
water off.
coat most of the time. It's just extra snug and wraps around the arms around the back.
They're coming to take you away. They're coming to take me away.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's click porn.
Doomer's gone for snow in reverse.
Snow in reverse. There we go. I'm trying to get back to the chat. Darn it. There.
Can you play it in reverse? That would be my question.
And
then you can see
I
the
can
stars
try. Hold
falling
on.
from heaven.
Let's see. Let me see what I can do. Hold on.
No, you can just go slow. You'd have to load it up in a player to play it in reverse. I don't think YouTube has a reverse player in it.
I can't just pull it back a little. No, it won't let me do that.
Damn tech. Someone in chat, whip it around, turn it out. Whack
I
it
was going
back
to
up.
say, if someone would like to do that in chat. I'm looking at the small screen. It's actually seeable here. Let me show you what I'm doing. Whoop, whoop. Reverse. All right. Clickety click click. Man, one day I will be so able to share these screens at the click of a button. All right, we don't need sound. Watch here along the drag bar.
Let me
All right, let me get over here. Hold on. All right, watch.
see.
Are y'all seeing it?
No, nobody's gonna see that. Look how little that thing is. Let me see if I can pull it up a little. I mean, they can see it's there, but you're not gonna be able to see.
Are we still talking about the video or what?
Well, you
It's
thought,
Yeah, we'll wake you up
It's
when we
snow.
get on to something interesting, mate.
It's snow. It's what it is.
I'm looking at
it.
that
It's snow.
radar thing on our snowing front page. Where's Australia? It's not on there.
All right, I tried. Someone download that and throw it in a.
Are you saying I don't exist, John?
Sorry,
I'm
did someone
done.
say something?
on the radar.
Sure, I heard something there.
I thought there was something.
Imagining it, mate.
Hold on, something's coming through on the Ouija board. Rob.
That's it.
Rob. No, I'm not saying you don't exist, mate. But you're not on that map.
Australia is.
We're not saying you do, though.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, what we have to understand is this may be a version of that map that I pulled up and then played with a little bit.
Deleted Rob.
And I may have accidentally deleted. No, I'm just kidding. All I would have done is just made the lines thicker and things like that. I would not have gotten rid of it.
Oh, hold on, I see it.
But the version I pulled up is
I
not
see it.
necessarily straight from the.
It's melded with Indonesia.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is that what
it's
that
in the 7 o'clock
Yeah.
position there.
Yeah, I see it now.
Look at the size of Hawaii. If that's Hawaii. Sorry, anyway, I'm just filling. I'll share me blog again. Where's that gone?
It's over there on.
Oh,
70.
good. We got our weekly thumbs down. Thanks, Timmy.
Woohoo!
We appreciate you out there.
We need a thing that comes on the screen and dances when we get a thumbs
Oh, we
down.
do. When we get a thumbs down,
That'd be
it gives them
awesome.
like an astronaut coming by and mooning them. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
When we go
flicks
1
of the
to
bird.
16 down, then you'll know Timmy and his sock accounts have come through.
Right.
Well,
We don't-
did you see how many thumbs down last week's Glowbusters got?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. I mean, that was something like 2, 3 to 1 thumbs downs, and I've never seen that before.
I wonder if they
brilliant, though, isn't it?
doesn't effing
All right,
matter.
I will make this happen.
I don't think it matters at all.
As long as you hit,
Technical
as long as
wizard.
you hit something, then it's a score, right? As long as you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, then you're given the credit. If you just watch it and ignore it, then it's just counts as a view.
That's right.
But if you give it a thumbs down or a thumbs up, well, now you're talking a little bit more interaction. So you're getting more unique clicks. You're getting a little more interaction.
That's it.
So
it's an interaction.
even if it's all thumbs down, I think IPS did this too, where they just wanted to, give everybody a wrench and everybody comes through and thumbs downs the videos because it doesn't freaking matter.
Mm-hmm.
They think it does. They think it's going to bust their ego because, 66% more people disliked it than liked it. But it doesn't matter. They're still interacting, and that's all that matters.
No one's sharing at the moment, are they? I might as well share. Anyone seeing that? No, I agree. It doesn't matter at all. It's like you say, it's all an interaction, isn't it? And that's what you're after is some sort of response, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Who cares? No, I'm not sharing, am I?
All press is good press.
I disagree with that, but that's a long conversation, I think. What was it? All publicity is good publicity. I understand the concept, and I've said it myself numerous times, but I'm starting to wonder, if you're talking publicity on the BBC, then no, it is not.
John, I just shirked away from a knighthood, so you're not wrong, But you get my point. Even
Nope.
there, my point is, no, you are right. Not all publicity is good, because even something like that, actually, an advertisement of anything that has a negative connotation doesn't necessarily lead to more good stuff. It might lead to more publicity, which then highlights that you're bad. Or do you know what I mean? It's not, it's not necessarily. What publicity leads to is more people being aware of you. It doesn't necessarily make it good.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It's how they're aware of you, and if it's just things they're keywords or whatever they're looking for, sound bites or whatever, then that's all they need. One hit on the Flat Earth Society or whatever, and you could drive someone away permanently. Whereas one hit with something else would turn them into flat earthers immediately. It's like you say, it's awareness. It doesn't necessarily mean it's doing a good thing. But who would benefit from putting out a phrase such as "all publicity is good publicity"? The people who are using publicity to demonize and
make money.
Yeah, make money and derogate, ridicule people like us. Works in their favour.
So what are you looking at there, John?
I'm looking at my peer review blog. It's a collection of peer review journals, articles about peer review and how it's horribly failing. You've got the editor of the Lancet and things like this saying that over 50% of peer-reviewed papers are unscientific or just made up. A major publisher retracts 64 scientific papers and fake peer review outbreak. Yeah, it goes on to describe all the, it's a circle jerk. They're scratching each other's backs. Some of them are, they're not even reading the papers. Up to 50% of government-funded scientific research is totally flawed, says new report. That's it's 2016. Yeah, it's a joke. It really is. It's an echo chamber. George Ellis and Joe Silk attack untestable cosmological theories in Nature. Lawrence Krauss. I've put some time into these things, haven't I? The vaccination policy and the code of practice of the Joint Committee of Vaccination and Immunisation, are they at odds? Yeah, there's a stack of stuff in here written by PhDs, published in so-called peer-reviewed magazines. 1,500 scientists lift the lid on reproducibility. You know, this is the sort of thing we're asking for. Repeat it. Repeat Foucault's gyroscope experiment from 1852, please. Repeat it, and you know, then we can talk. 40%.
I think what you're seeing there, John, in those stats, mate, is that all scientists know this, and you know, when we know it's become a watered down version of analysis because stuff isn't, and the reality is, in terms of peer review used to mean people would go away, do your experiment and check it. That isn't the same thing anymore. Is people go away and have a look at your numbers and confirm whether they add up. Well, or they look at the methodology, see if there's any obvious criticism that could lead to obvious error. But it's not the peer review of old that substantiated scientific truth, because scientific truth comes from repeatability, not by the same person, but by others setting it up under the supposed same conditions to achieve the same results. And that's where a lot of the validity comes from, and that's what you're not seeing in so-called peer-reviewed. It's not validated, it's just reviewed, it's been read by someone, it's not been repeated, and that's a loss of validity for me.
But I mean, you know, how do you repeat CERN? How do you repeat LIGO? How do you repeat all this nonsense, the Hubble telescope or whatever?
Well, yeah, but I think, as we allude to there, we see it in lots of other fields as well now, where inference is then drawn from them. You see it in the medical fields, and in terms of the way data is used and presented, and that data is then used, is then reviewed. The actual physical evidence of the experiment or the clinical trials aren't necessarily there to be peer reviewed. They're presented for review. And that might be why you see some of the strange things that come out and then are withdrawn in the pharmaceutical market, because it's very good for it's incumbent upon a company, a big pharma company, to build a case for people to review it and come to the right conclusion. And that might, as we start to see in legal cases around the world, lead to kind of twisting of things and misrepresentation from stuff to just straight out lying in some cases, you know. And if that's happening in the medical world, well, do we not think it's realistic to assume that it could happen in other less important fields than people's lives, such as telescopes and CERNs and all these sorts of things? You know, it's the thing with all scientists, if you are being honest, and this is something I teach my students about dealing with other medics and having confidence to do so, is no medics like to look wrong in front of their peers, whether that's in a one-on-one conversation or anything. And if you generally start a conversation with a scientist, unless the opposition is sure of their answer, you'll often get platitudes and nods, not in important situations, but in conversations. It's not necessarily agreement, it's just not an ability to retort a full explanation, which geeky folk like to do, which is, and I think that's an explanation for some of the supposed silence you see, that actually it's hard to retort to this stuff, because actually if you do see people that do stand up, they're destroyed as well.
Yeah, well said. So what else we got?
Well, we can address your latest, I guess, if we want to sort of give Jaren his Christmas present, even though he's not here.
Well, we're coming up for an hour, aren't we? In 6 minutes or so. So maybe do that in the second half.
Certainly.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
How about some Christmas music to go into break?
You got something pulled up?
I can do it. Here, hang on.
I ain't liking this.
Do we want traditional or do we want... Man, look, this new stuff, I listened to it 3 times a day after the show.
Yeah, do the one we didn't play on the show.
The other one?
The
Okay,
subtle
hang on.
one. Yeah, play the subtle one.
Okay, yeah, the subtle one.
Oh dear.
Well, you guys have to understand, I like different versions of songs. I always like cover versions and things like that. And hold on, I'm sorry, I'm typing and trying to talk, and you know how I do that so well. Anyway,
You want me to do it?
No, I'm doing it.
So we
Digging in like different songs. I mean, you guys know there's like, you know, maybe y'all don't know. The Twisted Sister Christmas stuff's out there, and Trans-Siberian Orchestra does Christmas. You know, that's different. It's not your traditional Bing Crosby or that kind of thing. Anyway, so I found this band trying to find some different Christmas music for our morning show we did. And
What does different mean? Because I missed this morning. It's been crazy this week.
man,
What is different?
I like different. That's all I can say. Let me find it. Hold on. It's not popping up right away. I thought it definitely was.
It's right there in Telegram. I can get it.
Oh, yeah, that would be the logical thing to do. You think it'd play better on Telegram? I was going to go to...
is this going to get me
yeah,
a
you're
strike?
probably right. I don't know. Probably. You don't want one? You don't want a strike? I'm sorry. I won't play it then.
I get a strike every time Gravity comes in.
Oh, well, then what are you worried about?
That's why I
Strike
don't
a
play
strike.
Gravity. That's why I shut the stream
All
down.
right.
So the question is, are we going to break, you know, now or?
I don't know. Are we?
I got
Oh,
it.
don't bother. Just crack on. Crack
Well, let's
on.
take a break. I got the music pulled up.
Are you going to play just the song or the video? I was trying to pull the video up since we're
Oh,
using the video. Like the other song, the one we did this morning, Come Emmanuel, had an actual video. This one is just a picture on the screen with snow. So I did all that effort for nothing. Play the song. My goodness. When you're ready, play the audio. There's no point in showing this video. It's just their advertisement for their little song.